All of you settle down, figure out what is meant by the proposal, settle down. I did not say you settle down. I just said settle down. That means you should settle, yours should settle, in you should settle. They should help each one to get settled to understand the concept idea here by settle down proposal. Similarly, get composed. Try to understand who gets composed, who is composing, who is composer, what is composed, what is composing. Get prepared. Again, understand the grammar of the proposal. Figure out what are protocols, what is the protocol, why the protocol, how the protocol. You have to handle the you and yours. Basically, you have to handle you, your body system, breath system, mind system, sense system, awareness system, thought system. Understand the implications when the proposal is with reference to your own embodiment, physical, mental to psychic. What's the protocol? Why the protocol? Who does, for whom it is done, why it is done, how it is done. To encourage the interactive process, find out what you need to do because you and yours have to interact, yours and yours have to interact, yours and you should interact, you and you should interact. To find out the body processes, the breath processes, the mind processes, sensitivity, awareness processes when they work in a community culture. Not that all should be working, they have to work for each other. They have to work by each other, for each other, on each other, with each other. Not that all of them should be active. It's an interactive culture. Oh, oh, oh. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचाम् मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनाम् पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारम् शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणम् सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतम् प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् हरिः ओम् Bow your head down to the heart and surrender there with exhalations. Drop the palms and open the eyes. How many of you took notice, cognizance, or how many of you knew that when you chanted, you said you chanted? Your exhalations were for chanting. You did not exhale out, you exhale into vocal cords. So your exhalation was not a decarboxylating process. Now you exhale, you will exhale and decarboxylate your lungs, your system. But when you chanted, your exhalation was for your chant. So this goes unidentified by a materialistic person that you all speak, we all speak, but we don't identify it is with exhalation you will speak. Back home, try completely exhale and try to speak. Or inhale and try to speak. So exhalation has that role that whereby our speech system is activated. So you exhale into vocal cords and the vocal cords produce a sound. So we have to identify the various potentials and functions of what we have. Finally, I said completely exhale and surrender. So exhalation has a function to actualize a profile of surrender, state of surrender, supplication. So it all goes unidentified. You don't cognize it. It is because of your lack of knowledge about the system that we have, the system that we are. And in yoga, you are supposed to first learn, if I say for you, the common man's language, bodyology. Because if I say embodimentology, many of you get confounded. Embodiment, what is embodiment? You know the body. So bodyological studies have to be there. Study about the body, study with respect to body has to be there. Study with respect to mind has to be there. The study with respect to what you call as breath has to be there. It's not just the breath. Because just now when you chanted, you did not just exhale. You exhale for a chant. You exhale for oral vocal activity. So this all goes unidentified because of our dynamics of mundane life, materialistic life. We really don't try to understand what the body is meant for, what the breath is meant for, and the mind, senses, etc. are meant for. And therefore, the bodyology is the important thing to be on the anvil Because today's yoga is physical yoga. I'm a student of not only yoga, I'm a student of history of yoga. I am student of history of yoga. You're all here to attend to body. Is that right? You are not here to attend to your other things, but attend the body. This is our time yoga. That's why you have come with this outfit. You would not have gone to this with this outfit to a shrine, to office place, to marketplace. Why this outfit? Because you want to be body considerate. So proceed for body considerate condition because that is the yoga of our time. Unfortunately, fortunately, very meagerly because you become health conscious and you work for your health, physical health. Not that it is totally useless. It has a use. Therefore, those who want to stand and deliver, go to the room, go to the wall, go to the window, whatever you want to. Those who want to be seated and do, be seated. And be body considerate. Be body considerate in the position that you take. Do you follow? So options are either you can sit and deliver, stand or deliver. Standing, you do tadasana, etc. Go to the wall, etc. Whatever you want to do. Standing, go to the rope, etc. Now try to understand your body condition. Some of you are indisposed to whatever degree. Many of you are well disposed, and therefore you can attend to body in a different way. If you are indisposed, you will attend to body differently. So get to know your condition. Get going. Full arm balance, elbow balance, rope, window. You have institute here to use the windows, grills, etc. You have got the columns to be used. So you can sit and go for swastikasana, partial, rotate, and be body considerate. You can stand up and do, and you can change your position also. Tadasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, the starting positions. See the fan club for the ropes. The whole core, the quorum full here. The fan club for the rope and fan club for seated conditions. The fan club for seated condition. Ritik, that's not a starting position. Be body considerate. Body considerate. You can also change the posture, those who feel that there is not much to go ahead with the given posture. Change of sides won't be suggested. Change of posture won't be suggested. So find out where do you get a better starting. Better starting when you are body considerate because that is our time yoga. So the definition has to be different in our times. Sharira vritti pravritti yoga. Rather than chitta vritti nirodha yoga, sharira vritti pravritti yoga. And we have teachers for this yoga today all over the world. Activate the body. Consider the body. Understand what is to consider the body. What is to be body considerate. Now, if you are body considerate, find out how your breath is coming handy. For your body consideration, the exhalation is coming handy. Inhalation is coming handy. It's not that you are oxygenating and decarboxylating by your respiratory process. So find out how the breath comes handy for mobility of the body, motivation to body, mobility of the body, activity of the body, release of the body, addressal of the body. So find out how the breath is coming handy, how the mind is coming handy. Otherwise, you think mind thinks, mind senses, mind feels. But find out the potential of the mind here. Mind can activate. Therefore, go for a better starter position. Better starter position. Let go. Sit wherever you are or wherever you want to. Listen. Body considerate condition. When your body considerate, it's not only you consider the body, your breath can consider the body. Your inhalation can consider the body. Exhalation can consider the body. The retention can consider the body. Exhalative, inhalative processes can consider the body. And they can give benefit to body because you ultimately want a benefit to your body. Our time yoga. Is that right? You want the body to be major beneficiary. So your mind system, mind organs will be propitiating your body system. Your breath and breath system, breath processes can be propitiating the body system, and that is our time yoga. So if your body considerate, find out you customize your breath for body consideration. You don't inhale for oxygenation. You don't exhale for decarboxylating. You exhale for mobility of the body, address of the body, and benefit to the body. You inhale similarly for the body. You inhale by, for, on, in body. You exhale by, for, on, in body. And the body is a major beneficiary. Our time yoga is attend to body, attend to body matter, attend to body organs, attend to body system. Because we think most of the well-being, our well-being, is in body, is by body. Proceed. You can change the options, go for starter position. So try to figure out what is the better starter position. What is the better starter position in a body considerate condition? You can change the options, full arm balance, elbow balance. So you know how do you start your yoga? You are doing classes for so many years. So you know how do you start your class, how the teacher starts your class. So there are starter positions. And in the institute, you can use the column, you can use the windows, because many of you don't have the windows these days in your house because you have skyscrapers. You don't have grills for your windows on the 10th floor and 15th floor and 100th floor. Here you have them. So there are also certain, suppose you are indisposed, you would like to start with a, let go, relax, listen. Suppose you are indisposed, you like to start with a supine position. If you are weak, if your energy levels are down, can you not do some of the starter positions lying down? So you start Sukta Virasana, etc. Is that right? So there are starter positions for disposed condition, indisposed condition to whatever degree. And your body consider it. You are indisposed, weak, therefore you want to attend the body. You are as fit as fiddle, therefore you want to attend the body. Is that right? You are as fit as fiddle, you want to attend the body. You have some body problems, you want to attend the body. Some people have a chronic condition of body problem. काय योगीराज मास्तर बरोबर ना? नेहमीच बॉडीचा प्रॉब्लेम असतो. काय कंबर पकडली, इकडे राहते, तमोग स्लिप डिस्क आहे, हे आहे, ते आहे, गुडघे दुखतात, पाठ दुखते, कंबर दुखते. काय रडारड. काही नथिंग इज फाईन इन बॉडी. How do you go about? Then how do you use the breath for such a condition? How do you use the mind for such a condition? As a student, you must be little circumspect. Don't be so selfish. I am fit. Let me see what I can do. You are a student. If I were unfit, how would I have gone about? Had I been physically unfit, mentally unfit, how would I have gone about? As a student, you have to consider this. Because today you are in this condition, tomorrow you will not be necessarily in the same condition. Maybe mentally broken or physically broken. So as a student, you must be circumspect. For the precept I'm giving you, you have to be body considerate. So you might do whatever is suitable for you, but you also have to consider what would I have done in another condition of mind. As a student, you wish to be circumspect. So find out how your breath system, breath process can come handy for your body considerate condition that you have. And also at the same time, also ponder over if you did not have this condition, but another condition, contrary condition, how it would have come. So have also thought process. Proceed. Proceed. Rope option, window option, column option. You don't have columns in your house. You don't have ropes in your house. You don't have grills to your windows. Quickly start. So there are 2 point positions. A better starting position. Better starting position. Be practical minded, but also see that you also have a thought process. If you had had another condition, because you have experience of your life, you know the days when you are not well, when you are physically weak, when you are physically mutilated or mentally mutilated. You know all that because you are not in a stage of life where you don't have so many experiences of life. Now find out how the breath comes handy. The breath is a loosener, breath is activator, breath is motivator, breath is uh, can do so many things. It will mobilize. If you want the body matter to relax, pacify for any condition, it can work. So change of size is on your own. You can undo and redo. So be called body considerate because that is why you are here. And therefore you should be propitious to the body system, body matter, body organs. Now, while you are a body considerate, find out how the breatho system is coming in. What is its contribution? What is its participation? What are its endowments? Similarly, mind organ, mind system, what are the endowments which come by mind? And that combination of mind and breath. So the postural requirement that you have, hardening, tightening, straightening, stretching, elongating, rotating, how the breath comes handy, the mind comes handy, the combination of the two comes handy, how your sensitivity contributes, how your awareness contributes. Let go, relax. Ali, that was not a starter position. Have you ever started the class like that for your students? So there are different potentials in the breath system, breath matter, breath processes. Similarly, mind matter, mind processes, mind organ. There are different potentials. So when your body considerate, you want to see that you have got good mobility, good movements, good flexibility, good firmity, etc., etc. Is that right? Now find out how the breath system, mind system can contribute and the combination thereof can contribute. How they can contribute and how the combination thereof can contribute. Similarly, your sensitivity, your sensitivity has a conative potential. Because of sensitivity, you can have motor activity. If you don't have sensitivity, you will not have motor activity. Is that right? Otherwise, sensitivity is not related to activity or conativity. But here, if you are sensitive, you will have better activity. If you have awareness, you will have better activity. So awareness has a conativity potential. Sensitivity has a conativity potential. So how they will work in a combination, the combo of breath mind system, breath mind awareness sensitivity, thought system, memory system. Suppose you don't have good memory system of your say Adho Svanasana, many things will not be done. So the memory does certain movement because you remember, you have a memory about the dorsal, the chest, the waist, as to what is their activity. The memory will contribute. Suppose you don't remember your waist in dog pose. How will you address the waist? How will the waist will participate? So memory system has a cognitive potential. Sensitivity has a cognitive potential. Cognitivity has a cognitivity potential because you want to be active in your body. Whether you are as young as this person is, or whether you are as old as that person is. Body consider it. That is our time yoga. Consider the body. So the definition has changed for our time. Sharira Vritti Pravritti hi yoga. I want to activate the body. To figure out how the other systems, thought, memory, sensitivity, awareness, they all contribute for in your body considerate condition. Not that you have a strong body, therefore you are doing better. Not that you have flexible body, therefore you do better. Not because you have robust body, therefore you do better. You must have memory, you must have thought, you must have sensitivity, you must have awareness. They all contribute in your body considerate condition. When they come together, there is a marvel. So coming together, it's a compound. Coming together, it's a different compound whereby it has enormous potentials, which I will be now explaining. I will be trying to understand that while you are doing whatever I'm told to do. So all of you, Bharadwaj on the right. So you are engaged in doing. You are engaged in body considerate condition, while I will give you some theoretical input. Start. Bharadwaj on the right. Those want to share, go on the chair, you can go on the chair. Onliners, go on the chair if you can't sit, because some of you are not going to sit on the floor at all in your lifetime. A time will come that you will never sit on the floor. Start quickly. Coming together is enormous probability. Coming together is enormous possibility. Coming together has enormous potentials. So I will be explaining you by an example. So meanwhile, you keep engaged yourself. Only lend your ears to me and lend your mind behind the ears to me. That's all. But you see that you are engaged within yourself and try to see how what I have explained so far is working. Everything is propitious for your body considerate condition: awareness, sensitivity, perception, cognition, literacy, the breath system, the mind system. But when they come together, as I said, there is enormous probability. What is this? The example I will give you now, you'll be listening to that. You can go to a shopping mall and you get all materials available in the shopping mall. So there are, say, for your morning favorite cup of tea, hot beverage, cup of tea. Your day, many of it doesn't start unless you have your cup of tea. Cup of tea. Now in shopping mall, you have tea leaves. What is the output of the tea leaves there in a shopping mall, in a packet? You have milk packets in the shopping mall. You have sugar packets in shopping mall. You have water bottles in the shopping mall. You have heating apparatus in the shopping mall. But with what avail? But when they come together, you get what Indians call it Amrita Tulya. It is almost nectarine. The hot beverage such as cup of tea. It only is possible when they come together in a proper process and in proper proportion. In proper proportion and proper process. Now, this doesn't happen in the raw materials which are stacked up in a shopping mall. So it's of no avail the tea leaves there, or sugar packets there, or milk packets there, or water bottles there, or maybe oven or heating apparatus there, electrical heater. It is of no avail. But when they come together, understand the probability and possibility. It turns out nectarine, hot beverage, a cup of tea. The coming together is a different probability. Similarly, here, when they come together, you have a thought system, you have a breath system, you have a mind system, you have a sense system, you have an awareness system. But when they come together in a proper proportion, proper process, understand the probability. Now the other side. So coming together, understand here, it is enormous probability, enormous possibility. Now start the left side. So with the analogy of a cup of tea, which has ingredients, which has a process and proportion. So if all that is in place, then you know what is turned out. Otherwise, just the tea leaves have no relish. Just the sugar has no relish. Just water has no relish. Just the milk has no relish. But all that is behind preparing a cup of tea, and when it is in proper process and proper proportions, you turn out a heavenly beverage, hot beverage. But all ingredients otherwise have no potentials. You don't identify their potentials, but that they're coming together, the unique potentials are turned out. And that's why what you have, you are made up of. Let them come together in proper proportion, proper process, and then see the marvel. Then see what the marvel that is turned out. So it's not only what the breath is, what are the potentials of breath and mind and senses, not just that. That plus, when they come together in an internal community activity process, when they come together, there is proper proportion of it, proper process of it, it turns out a marvel. So you have breath system has something to offer to body system, your body consider it. The mind has something to offer for body, as your body consider it. Let go. So it's not only that you should have body with strong potentials for you to consider your body. The breath will come handy, mind will come handy, the combination will be a marvel. The combination of breath and mind will be a marvel. Combination of breath system and mind system will be a marvel. Combination of organs of breath and organs of mind will be a marvel. So understand the great probability that is possible, because in a community culture, they can all come together. Like all the ingredients of tea, when they come together, it doesn't work. They have to come together in a particular process and in particular proportion. Suppose you mess up with the process, mess up with the proportion, will there be relief for you? They're merely coming together is not going to work. I will take a ball and keep them all, pour them into the ball, then it become edible. Pour them everything: water, milk, tea leaves, sugar. Pour them everything. Just coming together won't work. There has to be a process in which they have to come. So you require a heating system, because you will have to boil the water. There will be heat, provide the heat to the matter there. So when it comes in proper proportion and proper process, there is a great probability. So don't just bring together all those things: awareness, sensitivity, mind, body, etc. Don't just bring them together. See that there is a proper process which is propitious, proper proportions. For you to have this lesson, I want to invite you for a tea party and mess up with the proportion and serve your coffee, tea. Mess up with the proportion and then offer you tea. I want to do that. Otherwise, you won't understand the lesson that I'm giving. So they have to come in proper process and proper proportions. Okay. Those who can go for Shirshasana, go for Shirshasana. No one goes on the rope. Go and get a chair and chair Vipridandasana. Shirshasana or Vipridandasana, quickly. You get the chairs. Be body considerate. Be body considerate. Understand your position now. So when you are attending to the body, you not only you attend to it, but find out your breath system can attend. Breath process can attend to it. Mind can attend. Mind system can attend. Mind processes can attend. Sensitivity can attend. Awareness can attend. But the combination will be a marvel. So find out, you have to learn to handle the combinations and try to develop your acumen skill there in handling the combinations. Quick, 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 quick. So figure out the potentials of your breath and breath organs, breath system. Similarly, mind organs, mind system. Similarly, sensitivity and sensitivity system. Sensitivity organs and sensitivity system. Awareness organs and awareness system. So, in a piecemeal manner, try to understand they all contribute. Then try to develop the skill to develop the combo, the combination thereof. And then find out your body considerate how it is enormously bountiful. Quickly start. So our time yoga, which is yoga now. Our time yoga is to see that the body is a major beneficiary. And you are all interested in this because you can make the body a wonderful beneficiary, great beneficiary. But now understand the dynamics of it. For your body processes, physical processes, for it to become beneficiary, for the body system to be beneficiary, how? breath is working. So you don't just use the respiratory breath. It's the pan body breathing, pan body system. The breath is a pan body system behind it. Mind pan body system behind it. And then the combination thereof. So your body considerate in a major way, predominantly, and now find out. So if you want to exercise the body matter organs, you can do that. If you want to soothe them, electrify them, nourish them, nurture them, you can do that. So there the processes will change for combinations. If you are using the process to burn the calories in your body, burn the calories through your body, find out what is the process. If you are going to consume the calories, it's a different proportion. It's a different process and proportion. Like many of you may not be knowing, the Indians should be knowing it. With the same ingredients of tea, the tea, you can do something what is called kadha, kashaya. Very, very, very bitter substance. Very bitter substance. For the others, you know something, you call it as black tea. Black tea. On the other hand, sometimes in Amrita Tulya, the tea is close to another edible thing like basundi. Very sweet, very sweet, like Maharashtrian coffee. Maybe not of our time these days, but little earlier, 20, 30, 40 years back. No South Indian like to take coffee in Maharashtrian's house. What, Madhavan? If the Maharashtrian asks you, do you want a cup of tea, coffee? No, 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 no. Give me tea. Because it will be extremely sweet. Of course, these days we have got ready-made coffee and Nescafe, etc., etc. So moreover standardized. So you can do something which is extremely sweet beverage to very bitter beverage. Hot beverage sweet or hot beverage very sweet. Also almost a milk product. Almost a milk product. There are some people who prepare tea only in milk, no water at all or nominal water. Dudhacha chaha. And they can be boiling. Amrutatulya, it will be all the time boiling. Now that is gone. Amrutatulya is gone. And let go. So body considerate condition, what was the process? What was the purpose of the process? And how your body was a major beneficiary. And giving benefits to body is our time yoga. Because we think we are body, and therefore we are body considerate, and therefore the yoga has been devised and customized to benefit your body. So what is the combination? How the combination works? Your awareness system, sensitivity system, perceptive system, cognitive system, thought system, memory system, activity system, correlative system, cognitive system, all these systems, how in a community process, they all come together, and therefore you must develop the skill to handle them. When it's an orchestration, you must develop the character to be a conductor of the orchestra. Otherwise, it's a cacophony. It won't be symphony. So you know it's an orchestration, and therefore you need to develop the skill to orchestrate, because all those are participating, all those are coming because of the internal community activity. It's not an isolated personal activity. You all, it is felt that yoga is very personal, but it's a community activity, and therefore you have to develop the skill to handle the whole community, the whole orchestration of all those systems of which you are made up of. You are not just the body. So that's how try to figure out various positions that you take up as your yoga in body consideration conditions. How do you go about, and how the all the things are coming in when you are body considerate. It's not only you are body considerate, yours is body considerate. Your breath system, mind system, thought system, memory system, perceptive system, cognitive system, sensitive system, all those are body considerate. And they can be body considerate, then understand the enormous bonanza for body matters. So our time yoga is body centric. But there was a period when this was not the case. This was not the condition. As much as we are body considerate today, not that in all our ancestors of our remote past were similarly thinking. There were yoga institutes. Try to imagine a Gurukul where the yoga was taught 1,000 years back, 2,000 years back. They did not walk in with the shorts and t-shirts. They did not walk in with the sticky backs. This is typical development 30 years back. Since 30 years, sticky back. No sticky back, no yoga. Are you here to be getting sticky and get stuck? But sticky back. 40, 50 years back, there was no sticky mat. But today, you can't imagine yoga without a sticky mat. And that's why they have started calling it yoga mat. There is no yoga in it. All anti-yoga things are composing the mat, and we are embracing it. Now, those who get the place will go for first rope at the wall at the window. Others will stay on the chair, Vipridandasana. You repeat if you are done. So if you don't get the place, get a chair. Go to wall, go to windows, wherever you have rope, or you can hold the grill at the grill window. Others get the chair. Until others are getting prepared, you can go for a body concentrate condition, because I will be changing the precept later. Let the others get the chairs here. Come this side. Come this side. Chair you present. So body considerate. So you have a memory system to support. Beginners don't have memory system to support. Do you identify you have memory system to support? Beginners don't have it. Chair you present. Quickly settle down. With the position and tails, you can do undo and redo. If your position and tails, you can do undo and redo. And see that you are working, getting this education. How the all the other systems, other aspects in you are propitious to the body system. So how do you use the breath for in benefit of body system? How do you use the mind organ, mind system, mind processes for benefit of body system? How the other things are used for benefit of body system? How the combination is used? How the proper process to turn out the compound? Proper process, proper proportions to turn out the compound. So you will be able to ideally address your body, which is your favorite endeavor as yoga in our times. Okay, let go, relax, stay wherever you are. Chair people can stay. You don't have to get up. You can stay there and listen. So I said, be body considerate, and then try to understand the process of it, the engineering of it. Now I suggest be breath considerate, breath considerate. So it won't be repetition. It will be a radical turnaround in the processes, in the assemblement, and in the combination, turning out combination and addressing a purpose. Start. Start. So be breath considerate. Let the breath work better. Let the breath be addressed better. Let the breath be addressing better. Let the breath system be used better, using better, addressing better, considered better, considering better. So apparently you are in a posture, but now with the precept I'm giving you, it's more a breathstural position, which is not apparent for an onlooker. For an onlooker, it is not apparent. But for you, you have to see that you are giving the prominence to that. You are giving prominence to that. Make the breath system to work. Make the breath system to be worked upon. Facilitate the breath system to be addressed and addressing in this particular channel of operation than the earlier channel of operation which you handled for 45 minutes. You can undo, redo. So find out the combination, the process. Voluntary breathing, customized breathing, productive breathing, functional breathing, propitious breathing, and the rest working propitiously for breathing. So here, cognitive system for the breath, cognitive system for the breath, memory system, sensitivity system, awareness system for the breath. And then see, when you attend to breath, breath works out, does other things which are marvels. So in the given position that you are in, find out how this particular process is working. So pan body breatho system should be attended to. Pan body breatho system. Apada talabastaka, from soles of your feet to crown of the head. You can undo, redo, observe, sense, feel. Now, can the whole system, you and systems, be propitious to breath? Let go and relax and come up or come out, whatever is the case. So as today's yoga is very starkly physical, there was a time when the yoga was much breathatical. There was historically a time when they considered the breath so much, gave a lot of importance. Change over. Change over. Figure out what is the turnaround compared to what you did in the earlier phase of the class, part of the class, where your body considerate. Now you have to be breath considerate. Now that's why it's not called breath. In yoga, for science of yoga, it's not just called the breath. It's an internal energy movement. It's the movement of the energy within you, and body, everywhere, even in the mind, even in the brain. Now, what culture is rising? What culture is blooming and blossoming? When you are considering that, for your convenience, I'm saying a breath system, that's a wrong, it's an abuse. It is abuse to what I'm referring to. It's an abuse to that. But you don't understand, otherwise, therefore, I have to use it. So, how different body segments will work for that power system to be a beneficiary, the power system to be beneficiary in the sense it can work better, it can be worked upon better, it should work better, it should work upon better, it should be worked upon better. Now find out the process. In what proportion the posture, brothership, mindship should come. In what proportion physical culture, bredo culture, mindo culture should come when the endowments are primarily for pavana, primarily for the internal energy aspects. So that should be working with greater facility, and it should be addressed for better facility to it. So it's a beneficiary as well. It's a benefit as well. It's a benefactor as well. It works better. It is able to work better. It is able to work with full potentials for your other systems. It is able to work for you and your other systems. So the pavana should work better. The pavana should be worked upon better. The pavana should be attended better. Pavana should be attending better. It should be able to be attending better to whole existence of viewers. So voluntary breathing means it is panchavayu breathing, panchapran breathing, normal duty breathing, heavy duty breathing, light duty breathing. Now, this is not apparent for somebody is going to will be on looking you. But that is on forefront for you. That is on forefront. As a teacher, I cannot be having slightest sight of it. So its movement should be facilitated. Its movement should be facilitated. It should be made a better beneficiary as well by the combo. The combination will also make it a better beneficiary. So find out how the cognitive system is working for it, buy it. Cognitive system is working for it, buy it. How the sensitive system is working for it, buy it. How the awareness system is working for it, buy it. Yoga has to be learned from within. You all come and learn from me, and we charge you fees. But that is teaching you much more than that, but that doesn't charge you fees. Let go and relax. Chair people turn to right and left. Turn to right and left, release your back, and you will come out. Sit wherever you are, other people. Listen to this. So it's a totally different assemblement of the embodiment factors. And it has totally a different output. Like many times I have said in the class about the children given Meccano. Children on their birthdays were given Meccano. I don't know whether they give today because these days you have electronic games and other things too for the children to play with. What is that Meccano? It has set parts. It has set parts. But then the child can learn to assemble them to have different manifestations from airplane to handcart to giraffe. So it will assemble in different ways. So the creativity in the child is improved when it is handling Meccano. While today the children are encouraged to increase the screen time. The children are encouraged to increase the screen time and then play some games there. So like a Meccano, which has set parts, set number of parts, set parts, then the child will learn to assemble, make a bicycle, will make a machine, make an airplane, will make a giraffe, will make an animal. So similarly, our embodiment is a mechanism given by archetypal mind, and we don't try to play with it. If you play with it, you become creative. So you have set number of parts in your embodiment: body system, breath system, mind system, thought system, etc. Set parts, but then you can have different assemblements which will give different manifestation. So when your earlier body considerate, how did you go about? Now, when I suggested be breath considerate, how did you go about? You could have repeated the same postures we did it earlier because you are variety of mongers. Therefore, I gave you variety of chair and Purvottanasana. But what earlier you did the same poses, you can be using for this. And then you will know the contrast. Because the yoga class culture is to make you different, give you different variety. Some window work, some wall work, some column work, some floor work, some wall work. And we also have the props here. So prop work, there are belts, there are ropes, there are various gadgets. And this is how the yoga is thriving now. The more you have equipped center, the teachers have better motivation. Introduce them to window work, grill work, column work, wall work, rope work, ceiling rope work, wall rope work, belt work, bench work, prop work. Anyway, historically, there was a different period where what we priority for us in yoga was not priority there. So that was Sharira Vritti Pravritti Yoga, our time. There was a time when the Shwasa Vritti Pravritti Yoga, another time. Because yoga, the whole yoga has flowed through different vicissitudes. I'm a student of the history of yoga, and therefore I've taken note of it. How yoga was in different eras and different times. But none of you are going to opt for that to be student of history of yoga. You want to be student of consumer yoga. What is good for my time? What is good for our time, my time? I want to take avail of it and use it. There are some people who are history makers. There are some people who are history studiers. They read the history, study the history. I am not a history maker. I am history studier. I will not make a history. I will study history. I am not here to make history. I am here to study history. But most of you might be looking for that condition. Let me make a history. So you become a great, legendary person and you make a history. The world will never forget you for 200 years, 500 years, 1000 years, 2000 years. They will never forget you. Why? You have made a history. So many of you are looking to make history. I am not here. I don't have that aim to make history. I want to study history. While if you are a very enterprising person, if you are a very creative person, enterprising person, you want to make history. So the world will never forget you for 1000 years. And we think that's a huge, long time. It's a bubble. 10,000 years is bubble in infinite time. But we want to be well known, lifetime and beyond life. Many people try to become popular, famous, legendary. That world will never forget for generations after generations, hundreds of generations, they will not forget. I am not here to make history. I am here. My endeavor is to study history, which is little unusual. People want to make history. Nobody wants to study history. Very few people want to study history. Anyway, now those who are at the ropes will go to Utthita Hasta, while those who are on the chairs will go to Trikodasana. Your option is open in case both are not your options. Your third option is your option. So Utthita Hasta, right leg up, Trikodasana on the right side. Trikodasana on the right side. Now I want you to have little lab work carried out, laboratory work carried out. Try to distinguish between the first module of the class and second module of the class. The first module of the class, where the body system should be considered, body system should be attended to, body system should be addressed, used, attended to, considered, and alternate it with the breath system and try to understand the difference, distinction between the first module of the class and second module. So do little lab work in the laboratory, as if your embodiment is a laboratory, and try to understand the difference between the two processes in terms of dynamics, drive, motive, motion, execution, purpose. What purpose that serves? Body considerate condition, what purpose does it serve? And the breath considerate condition, what purpose does it serve? How to develop the engineering skills for a proper process and proper proportions. How you will do that in proper proportions. Please learn that. Otherwise, I'm going to invite you for a tea party. I will throw a tea party and I will offer you tea by messing up completely with the process of it. And I'm going to make you drink that tea. Please learn that. Otherwise, you will certainly expect a party from me. So, lab work, laboratory work, objectify the precept. And objectifying the precept of the two precepts of the class, try to understand the distinction, the differentiation in terms of purpose, in terms of dynamics. the drive, the motive, the motion, the purpose, the execution. And try to understand how the processes and the proportions are different in the internal community activity where they are all going to participate. Body system, breath system, mind system, thought system, memory system, perceptive system, cognitive system, sensitive system, awareness system. They are all going to participate. It's an internal community. Now the other side. So there are two sets of postures here. Some of you are in Utthita Hasta and some of you are in Trikonasana. So try to read the difference there. You have to alternate on your own because you are working in lab psychosis. Your embodiment is a laboratory where I want you to objectify the precept that I gave you, the two modules that I gave you, have them in test tube and try to understand objectively as to why are they there and how are they there. What is the purpose of it? What is the function of it? The first kind of yoga, Sharira Vritti Pravrutti Yoga, and then second one, the Pavana Vritti Pravrutti Yoga. Watching, sensing, feeling, analyzing, classified analysis, classified analysis, and how the combinations work, how to handle the combinations more productively, more effectively, more efficaciously. So, how the physical culture is there in the first module, how much, how and how much the Bredo culture is in the first module, Mindo culture in the first module, and then how there is different proportion, different process in the second module. Pavana considerate condition, the Pran considerate condition, that energy which is moving from within, that which is moving from within. Inhale and come up or come down. Sit wherever you are and listen. Sit wherever you are and listen, or wherever you want to. Sit, listen. So I said in lab psychosis, therefore, I restrained myself from instructional process to very great extent because I wanted to observe in a lab psychosis. And objectify the processes in terms of dynamics. So one of the important aspects of yogic processes is to objectify the subjective aspects. Otherwise, our existence is very, very subjective. Because you identify yourself with your state. Your state. Disposed, indisposed, happy, unhappy, delighted, sorrowful, healthy, unhealthy, strong, weak, all subjective. Now, the subjectivistic aspects are to be objectified, which is an important corridor of yoga. We only objectify otherwise what is around us, outside us. We don't objectify what is inside us, what we ourselves are made up of. So the objectification of the subjectivistic aspect is an important corridor for you to trade in yoga. which usually we don't do. We objectify the things around us. Changeover. Uttitasta, one, and Tikodachan. Other options are open unless if the given options are not proper, suitable for you. So now you have to compare yourself. Alternate between yourself, like in lab psychosis, to compare between the body considerate process where the body works better, body is worked upon better, body is working better, body is addressed better, addressing better, used better, using better, applied better, applying better, getting better, etc., etc. And then the Pavana system. The Pavana system. And objectify all that. Objectify for you to have better comparisons. Better comparisons in terms of the dynamics. How they drive, motive, motion, purpose, execution, change. I've often explained you what is dynamics. Otherwise, you all know the word, but you do not really know the what is meant by dynamics. So drive, motive, motion, execution, purpose. So you can do second round of observation, third round of observation. In lab, you don't just observe once and come out of the lab, eureka, 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 eureka. You have to observe it several times. Affirmation, affirmation, confirmation. So understand lab quality of your watching. Lab quality in your watching, sensing, feeling, experiencing, knowing. It's a lab process is totally different. Otherwise, you can be experiencing outside the lab as well. But the lab process is different culture as to how you experience something, how you observe something. You can undo and redo. No, I don't want the position to be punitive. Now let go on the other side. So how to handle the combination? How to handle the combination? How to manage the proportion and process? There is physical culture, there is Vedo culture, there is Mindo culture, there is posture, there is breathesture, there is mindesture. That's why uh, I have explained these things as a prologue to today's precept. So find out when it is body considerate condition, what is the physical culture, breatho culture, mindo culture. How it is different when it is changed to breatho culture or pavana culture. So watching in lab culture, sensing in lab culture, experiencing in lab culture, experimenting in lab culture. So it's always subjected to probing. Your observation is subjected to probing. Experience is subjected to probing. You don't probe every observation that you have outside in the world. Inhale and come up, turn the foot in and feet together. Sit for a while wherever you want to or wherever you are. So as I said, if I say breath processes, it is abuse to entity that is being referred to. So sometimes you have to be familiar with the technological terms, technical terms. Now, what was phonological process? Voluntary inhalation, voluntary exhalation, maybe voluntary retention, or maybe voluntary circuitous breathing. I'm sure for many of you that did not occur to your mind. Rotary breathing. It did not occur to your mind because of lack of education. Linear breath and rotary breath. Heavy duty breath, normal duty breath, and feather touch breath. That's why you must get educated. Otherwise, you are just propitiating the breatho system, but there are so many nuances and implications. So there was a time when the what we refer to as breath is merely inhalative, exhalative breath, or at the most retentive breath. This is too naive to be going that way at your level, at your hierarchy, with the education that has been imparted to you by me to you. There are so many other aspects in it. So some thousands of years back, those who practice yoga were aware of all those aspects. So when there is reference to Pavana, there is reference to Surya, Chandra, and Shunya Nadi. Apart from what has been already imparted to you, heavy duty, normal duty, feather touch duty, Panchavayu breathing, Panchaprat breathing, that is location wise. Now, although I said you must be in lap psychosis, how many of you had the memory of it, Panchavayu and Panchapran? Well, just inhale and exhale. Then there is pranic breathing, swara breathing, varna breathing. Then with that agency, which is the major factor to be attended upon, it works to handle the five elements within you, Panchatattva breathing. So this is all in your syllabus. But although I repeatedly said work in lab psychosis, it did not occur to most of you. Probably any one of you. This is sorry state of affairs. Pavana means it implies that there is Prithvi Ap Tej Vayu Akash. It implies that there is Bija Mantra Kriya, there is Prana Kriya, there is Tattva Kriya. 9 plus 9 plus 1. All that has been imparted to you. Although I repeatedly was saying that you have to objectify it and work in a lab psychosis, it did not occur to many of you who have heard it umpteen number of times, except the newcomers of the month. So I can be lenient towards them because they have not heard it often, or maybe they have not heard it at all. But these locals ones, so the phonological system has a greater realm to be considered, greater domain to be considered. It doesn't occur to your mind despite the effort that I'm putting in for several decades. So finally I said, compare between the two corridors, which you must be handling. At your hierarchy, you have got three corridors to handle. and I mentioned about two corridors, and have the comparison, understanding, objectify them, so you will crystallize them better. The third corridor is chitta, not the manas. And because of chitta, you have to include what you did in the first part of the class, that is sharira vritti pravritti yoga. Activate the body to the extent possible. Then the pavana, and then not manas, which we call as mindesture, which is a compromise for you to understand. I could not have said chittesture because then you would have been in confusion. What is chittesture? That's why I said mindesture. For is common man's parlance. Word can be in common man's parlance. Therefore, I used it. So classical time, like Patanjali's era, Patanjali's time, chitta vritti nirodha yoga. So history gives this kind of understanding and comprehension how yoga has come through. Now, so many vicissitudes have taken place. We are so selfish and practical minded. Tell us what is good for me, and I will do that. As a human being, you cannot be so practical minded and so self centric. Tell us what is good for me, I will do it. What is good here and now, I will do it. Uttithasta 2, changeover. Uttithasta 2. And on the mat, Utthita Parshvakonasan, Utthita Virabhadrasan 2 on your own. Start. So different positions for all of you. By the time the Utthitasta people finish the two sides, I want you to finish the four. Utthita Parshvakonasan and Utthita Virabhadrasan 2. So find out how the physical culture, Vedo culture, Mindo culture come in when it is first module, and how the same come when it is second module. How is the posture, breathesture, mindesture in the first module, and then how it is when it is second module. And try to have better clarity with respect to the two modules which I have mentioned in the class today. Try to have better understanding, comprehension, purpose.